Many years ago, in a forgotten village, there was a legend, a lantern that could chase away sadness and bring joy to every heart. But now the village was shrouded in despair. One misty morning, birds slowly flew across the sky, their songs echoing the sorrow in the villagers' hearts. Most were still asleep, unaware of the day's hardships that awaited them. The camera slowly panned to a small wooden house with a thatched roof. Inside, a little girl named Elara was sitting by the window. Her fingers tightly gripped a small, worn-out lantern. The faint glow from the lantern illuminated her innocent face as she stared out into the village, her eyes filled with determination. Down in the village, men and women were working in the fields, but their faces were tired and hopeless. The crops withered and the soil hardened, refusing to yield to their efforts. The sky darkened as heavy clouds covered the sun, casting long shadows over the land. Winds began to blow fiercely, swirling fallen leaves into miniature tornadoes. People rushed to hide, but nowhere was safe from the coming storm. Fear gripped the village. Children cried out, hiding their faces behind their parents' skirts. Old people sat on their porches, hands trembling, muttering words of despair. Elara watched in horror as the wind snatched the brightly colored kite from her little brother's hands. It tumbled through the air, dancing wildly before vanishing into the angry gray clouds. Without hesitation, Elara clutched her lantern tight and ran into the raging storm. The wind tore at her clothes, but she pressed on, her eyes fixed on a spot high above the village. As she ran, gentle background music rose with hope. It spoke of courage and kindness, urging her to keep going. Soon she found herself in a forest, tall trees bending under the weight of the storm, but through the gaps in the branches she saw a glimmer of light above. With renewed determination, she ran on, pushing through the undergrowth, her feet stumbling over exposed tree roots. Finally, she reached a small clearing by a river. Gazing ahead, she saw a narrow path leading up a steep hill. Taking a deep breath, she started her ascent. As she climbed, the music swelled, carrying her determination, hope, and love. Up ahead, she heard the gushing of water. Reaching the crest of the hill, she found a beautiful waterfall cascading down moss-covered rocks into a crystal, clear pool. Sitting on a nearby stone was an old gnarled tree. Its branches, though bare, reached towards the sky like a supplicant, and in its hollow trunk, nestled among the roots, was a small opening. With a gentle creak, it invited Elara to enter. Inside, the air was warm and fragrant. Sunlight streamed through cracks in the roof, illuminating, motes dancing in the air. Suddenly, a wise, smiling face appeared from behind a curtain of roots. "You bring the light," the face said, its voice echoing with ancient knowledge. Elara nodded, holding out the lantern. The old woman took it, her wrinkled hands enveloping the worn wood. As she closed her eyes, the lantern's glow intensified, spreading warmth and light throughout the cavern. Then, with a gentle touch, she placed the lantern back in Elara's hands. "Your light is for the world, little one," she said, her voice soft yet resolute. "Take it back and let its light shine for all." Elara turned around, clutching the lantern tightly. As she emerged from the cave, the music swelled, carrying her determination, hope. The storm had vanished, and a blanket of stars covered the night sky. Lifting the lantern high, she watched as its light spread across the darkness, chasing away the shadows. The camera zoomed into the lantern flame, sparkling into magical colors. The light danced on flower petals, chased butterflies through the air, and twinkled in dewdrops on spider webs. It touched every corner of the village, bringing smiles to faces, laughter to children, and flowers to bloom in the barren fields. The sky cleared, revealing a golden sunrise. Birds sang joyful songs, and the people of the village emerged from their homes, blinking in the morning light. They looked around in wonder as they saw the damaged roofs being mended, the fields carpeted in flowers, and the laughter of children playing once more. Hope had returned to their eyes, chasing away the darkness of despair. From that day on, the little village thrived. Their fields overflowed with food, their laughter echoed through the valleys, and their spirits soared like kites in the wind. All because one little girl had brought the light back to their lives. Never lose hope. Be Someone's lantern appeared on the screen.